else is going to have to run one of two B mains later on here tonight. We're going to start off with heat race number 1, presented by Platinum Construction Site Services. Here is your lineup. Starting on the pole with a 15 JR, making his way out to Raider, Louisiana. That's going to be Thomas Johnson. To his outside, the 7P out of Fort Worth, Texas. That's going to be Dylan Ramey. Second row inside the 80 machine, making his way out of White House, Texas. That's going to be Josh Hawkins. To his outside, the $5 sign, making his way out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma. That's going to be Danny Smith. Third row inside, the 99J out of Lawton, Oklahoma. That's going to be Cooper Sullivan. To his outside, the 74E out of Mansfield, Texas. The godfather of sprint cars. It's going to be Claude Estes. Fourth row inside, the J2 machine, making his way out of El Paso, Texas. Last night's feature main event winner at the Hunt County Raceway. It's going to be John Carney. To his outside, the 71 machine out of Mansfield, Texas. That's going to be Colby Estes. And rounding out your field will be the 72, making his way out of Moore, Oklahoma. That's going to be Caden Cole. This will be 9 cars, 10 laps. Platinum Construction Site Services heat race number 1 for your 3 to 5 sprint cars for night number 4 of the RaceON RACESAVER SPEEDWEEK here at RPM Speedway. Also want to mention to you, race fans, we got the RaceON RACESAVER SPEEDWEEK t-shirts right behind the grandstands. Make sure you get yourself a souvenir back there. Get yourself a t-shirt. $25 a pop. So get yourself a t-shirt right behind the grandstands. Danny Ferguson gives the drivers a 1-to-go signal. Next time by, we'll go green flag racing for heat race number 1, presented by Platinum Construction Site Services. Once again, top 16 in passing points advance straight to the A main. Everyone else will have to run 1 or 2 B mains. Here we go, race fans. They're going into turns 3 and 4. Green flag, we're underway. And it's going to be the 15 JR Thomas Johnson leading them off turn number 1 down the back straightaway. Josh Hawkins and Dylan Ramey side by side down the back straightaway going into turn number 3. Josh Hawkins runs the top of the racetrack, but it's going to be Thomas Johnson leading line number 1. But here comes the TACO CASA J2 machine of John Carney. John Carney trying to pick up where he left off last night as he's going side by side down the back straightaway with the 7P at Dylan Ramey. Thomas Johnson on the top line of the racetrack. He's got to be careful. And we got extracurricular activities over there at turns 3 and 4 with the 80 at Josh Hawkins. Does a full 360, able to continue. Meanwhile, the J2 and John Carney has taken over the lead. We go 3 wide going into turn number 3. Dylan Ramey on the top. Thomas Johnson in the middle. Danny Smith down on the bottom. Here comes the 74E of Claude Estes. Claude Estes running the top line of the racetrack on bond in 2. Going down the back straightaway, it's going to be John Carney leading the field off. Dylan Ramey in the 7P in second. Thomas Johnson in the 15 JR in third. Danny Smith in the $5 sign now makes his way up to the 4th place position. Claude Estes in the 74E rounds out your top 5. Cooper Sullivan in 6th. Colby Estes in 7th. Then you got Caden Cole and Josh Hawkins, your field. John Carney still leads the way. Dylan Ramey runs in second. Danny Smith in the $5 side now moves his way up to third. Thomas Johnson, the 15JR in fourth. Claude Estes running the top line of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Rounds out your top 5. Cooper Sullivan runs in 6th. Colby Estes in 7th. The 72 of Caden Cole runs in 8th. And you got Josh Hawkins rounding out your field. John Carney has put a little gap between himself and the 7P of Dylan Ramey, but keep your eye on the 5 machine of Danny Smith going down the back straightaway, closing in on the youngster of Dylan Ramey. Ramey runs on the top line of the racetrack. Danny Smith hugging that bottom line, being the bottom feeder. But Dylan Ramey now tries something a little different. Runs the bottom of 1 and goes sliding up off the top of exit at turn number 2. One more time around for the J2 machine of John Carney. Dylan Ramey follows suit, running in second. Danny Smith in third. Claude Estes in fourth. Thomas Johnson, your top 5. Going into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The El Paso, Texas driver is going to take home heat race number 1 as he coasts down the front straightaway. I don't know if something broke. I'm not sure what happened. But Dylan Ramey runs in second. Danny Smith third. Claude Estes in fourth. Thomas Johnson fifth. Cooper Sullivan, Colby Estes, Colby Estes, Caden Cole, and the 80 of Josh Hawkins. Nice round of applause for the J2 machine making his way out of El Paso, Texas, picking up where he left off last night. It's going to be the TACO CASA J2 of John Carney. So a little bit of a heart stopper there for the J2 of John Carney as he slowed up coming off the exit of turn number 4 and just coasted his way to the front straightaway. So 1 heat race in the books. We still got 3 more to go, race fans. With Estes Family Racing heat race number 2, your lineup is going to look like this. Starting on the pole with a 7M machine making its way out of Fort Worth, Texas, comes in tonight second in the point standings, 7 points behind the 88R of Ryder LaPlante in the point standings for Speedweek. It's going to be the 7M of Kevin Ramey. 2 is outside. The 44C comes in tonight 5th in the point standings, 20 points behind. Out of Farmersville, Texas, that's going to be Cody Price. 2nd row inside, the 4 machine out of Crandall, Texas, your 2023 Elite Outlaw Sprint Car Series champion. It's going to be Austin Mundy. 2 is outside, the 5R out of Burleson, Texas. That's going to be John Ricketts. 3rd row inside, the 10 machine making his way out of Corsicana, Texas, comes in tonight 4th in the point standings, 18 points behind Ryder LaPlante. That's going to be Marcus Thomas. 2 is outside, the 1-0 making his way out of Rapid City, South Dakota. That's going to be Michael Oliver. 4th row inside, the 20 machine out of Liberal, Kansas. That's going to be Steven Richardson. 2 is outside. Will be the 57P out of Bullard, Texas. It's going to be Peter Walker. And rounding out your field will be the 4J machine out of Seneca, Pennsylvania. That's going to be Jacob Gamola. This will be 9 cars, 10 laps. Heat race number 2 presented by Estes Family Racing for night number 4 of the RaceON RACESAVER SPEEDWEEK here at RPM Speedway. So just for time comparisons, over hot laps, John Carney set the fastest lap at 13.864 in hot laps. Danny Smith hit the fastest lap in heat race number 1 with a 13.788. 13.788, just a little less than a tenth faster than John Carney's lap time in hot laps. So this track is going to get faster and faster throughout the night. And it's going to be one entertaining racetrack for all classes involved here tonight. So once again, race fans, top 16 in passing points, advance straight to the A main. Everyone else will have to run one of 2 B mains. If you're unfamiliar with the passing point format, is the more positions you pass, the better off you're going to be, as passing points is going to be the name of the game for these heat races. So if you lose positions, you're just going to put yourself in a bad spot, and you want to have one of those 16 positions. Also do want to mention that we will have a fan vote provisional here tonight, so we'll have a 21 car field later on tonight. And for the fan vote provisional, is going to be the highest voted driver on the RaceON website that does not make the A main from the B main. So it'll have one driver turn their luck around or have a potential time to get their luck around. As the lineup is starting to get set. Next time by, we'll go green flag racing. They're waiting on Danny Ferguson to drop the green flag here as they're creeping into turns 3 and 4. Here we go. Green flag. We're underway. It's going to be the 7M, Kevin Ramey leading them off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. The 44 CF Cody Price trying to follow suit, runs in second. The 5R of John Ricketts already making strides in the 5R machine. Makes his way up to third. Marcus Thomas in the 10 now tries at the bottom line of the racetrack. Trying to get around the 5R of John Ricketts. He's going to succeed. Move the number 10 of Marcus Thomas up to the third place spot. John Ricketts now falls back to fourth. Awesome Money, your top 5. Steven Richardson in the 20 runs a 6, but he's side by side with the 1-0 of Michael Oliver. Then you got the 4 of Jacob Gamola in the 57P of Peter Walker. Side by side for the 4th place position between John Ricketts and the 4 of Austin Mundy. John Ricketts is going to hold off the 4 machine for the moment. Meanwhile, Kevin Ramey, he's about to have company of the 10 of Marcus Thomas. Marcus Thomas started 5th. He's already up to 2nd. He's closing in on the wily old vet of Kevin Ramey. Cody Price in the 44C runs in 3rd. Austin Money in 4th. John Ricketts in the 5R. Pulls it into the infield. A little unfortunate circumstances there for the 5R of John Ricketts. Cody Price almost taps the wall off the exit of turn number 4. Able to keep going now. We're going to be side by side coming off turn number 2 between the 7 of Kevin Ramey and the 10 of Marcus Thomas. Kevin Ramey running that high line of the racetrack. There's a lot of moisture on that top line as these cars are pushing just a little bit at turns 3 and 4. Marcus Thomas now tries the bottom of the line of the racetrack side by side down the back straightaway. Marcus Thomas slide job maneuver on the 7 of Kevin Ramey, but Ramey's going to fend him off for the moment. Kevin Ramey holds on to the 10 of Marcus Thomas. Side by side once again down the back straightaway. Who's going to throw it in? Marcus Thomas slide job from hell. As Kevin Ramey's now going to move back to 2nd. Move the lead up to the 10 of Marcus Thomas. Kevin Ramey has to settle back down to 2nd. Cody Price in 3rd. Awesome Money in the 4 machine in 4th. Steven Richardson, your top 5. The white sheet is out. The Dr. Jekyll is coming out this time by for Marcus Thomas. One more trip around for the 10 machine. Kevin Ramey, he's going to have to pull a miracle right now. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Going into turns 3 and 4. SS Family Services Heat Race number 2 is going to go to Marcus Thomas. Kevin Ramey 2nd. Cody Price in 3rd. Awesome Money in 4th. Steven Richardson will be your top 5. Jacob Gamola in 6th. Michael Oliver, the 1-0, rounds out your field. Holy cow, race fans, what a heat race. Put your hands together for the Corsicana, Texas driver. It's the 10 of Marcus Thomas. Man, oh man, I was not kidding about these cars putting on a heck of a show for you race fans here tonight. As we got 2 heat races in the books, 2 more to go. Starting off with heat race number 3, presented by Classic Starter and Alternator. Your lineup is going to look like this, 10 laps of distance. Starting on the pole with a 3D machine, making his way out of Greenville, Texas, that's going to be Jeff Day Jr. To his outside, the 88R from Calera, Oklahoma, comes in tonight. Your points leader, it's going to be Ryder LaPlante. Second row inside, the 22Z out of Azle, Texas. That's going to be the Zoolander, Landon Valenzuela. To his outside, the 24 machine, making his way out of Rowlett, Texas. That's going to be Joseph Casper. Third row inside, the 23 machine, making his way out of Greenville, Texas. That's going to be Junior Jenkins. To his outside, the 01J out of Burleson, Texas. That's going to be Jeff Sessoms. Fourth row inside, the 78C out of Yukon, Oklahoma. That's going to be Chance Cody. To his outside, the 16 machine, making his way out of Post, Texas. That's going to be Connor Thomas. And rounding out your field with a 45 machine, making his way out of Lincoln, Nebraska. That's going to be Monty Fiera. This will be 9 cars, 10 laps. Heat race number 3, presented by Classic Starter Alternator for night number 4 of the RaceON RACESAVER SPEEDWEEK here at RPM Speedway. Here we go. This time by will go green flag racing. Jeff Day Jr. Ryder to the plant the front row. Landon Valenzuela, Joseph Casper Jr. Jenkins, Jeff Sessoms, Chance Cody, Connor Thomas, Montefiore. Green flag. It's going to be the 88R Ryder to the plant, leading them off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Jeff Day Jr. trying to follow suit into 3D, running in second. The 23 of Junior Jenkins runs in third, followed by the 22Z of Landon Valenzuela running in fourth. Jeff Sessoms almost got pushed into the inside, but the 23 of Junior Jenkins trying to hold off the drivers as he's making his way up to third. Landon Valenzuela in the 22Z trying to get around the 23 of Junior Jenkins. He's going to be able to do so. Move the 22Z up to third. Now he's going to try to get the 3D of Jeff Day Jr. right here, coming off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Jeff Day Jr. able to hold him off for the moment, but the 88R Ryder play has said hello and goodbye to the rest of the field. As Jeff Day Jr. is trying to hold down the fort. He's got a whole gaggle of sprint cars right behind him. And we go 3 wide coming off turn number 2. Holy cow, here comes the 23 of Junior Jenkins. Where did he come from? The 01J of Jeff Sessoms trying the high line of the racetrack, driving the taco sponsor 01J. Jeff Sessoms and the 23 of Junior Jenkins are going to be side by side coming off down the back straightaway. Give the advantage to the 23 machine for the moment. Jeff Day Jr. pushing like a dump truck in turns 3 and 4. But it's going to be the 23 of Junior Jenkins. The Greenfield, Texas driver now moves up to second. Here comes the 01J of Jeff Sessoms trying to battle it out with the 3D of Jeff Day Jr. for the third place position. We got a car spinning. It's going to be the 22Z of Landon Valenzuela stopping over there on top of turn number 3. Brings out the yellow. And that big old lead that Ryder LaPlante just had, it just went bye-bye. Here we go, race fans. Lights go dark. We're going to go green flag racing this time by 5 laps down, 5 laps to go for the 88R Ryder LaPlante. Here we go, green flag. Ryder LaPlante's going to lead him off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Junior Jenkins trying to follow suit in the 23, runs in second. Jeff Sessoms running the high line of the racetrack, running that third place position. Then you got the 3D of Jeff Day Jr. in fourth, followed by the 45. The Montefiore started in the back of the pack, now trying to look his way into the 4th place position, but not able to do so. Gets a slip of the grip, but here comes the 78C of Chance Cody making his way up to the front. As now the 01J of Jeff Sessoms now moves up to second. Keep your eye on the 01J of Jeff Sessoms as he's going to try to chase down the 88R of Ryder LaPlante, but he's only got 2 laps to do so. Ryder LaPlante gets the twin sticks this time. 2 laps to go for the 88R of Ryder LaPlante. Jeff Sessoms running in second. Junior Jenkins holding strong in the 23 machine in third. Then we got a battle for 4th of Broom between Chance Cody. Here comes the 16 of Connor Thomas trying to throw his hat in the mix as he's going to try to say, beep, beep, I'm here to compete. As he tries to get underneath the 3D of Jeff Day Jr. as the white sheet comes down. Going down the back straight for the final time, going into turns 3 and 4. It's going to be Ryder LaPlante winning Classic Starter Alternator Heat Race number 3. Jeff Sessoms runs in second. Junior Jenkins third. Chance Cody in fourth. Connor Thomas, Jeff Day Jr. at the line. Montefiore, Landon Valenzuela in the 24 of Joseph Casper. Nice round of applause for the 88R. Your current points leader coming in tonight out of Calera, Oklahoma. Put your hands together for Ryder LaPlante.